No.
We're going to do a quick demonstration of the use of a clinometer. Now, as I've mentioned already, a clinometer has two scales. One is a percent scale, the other is the topographic scale. A percent scale works perfectly if you're 100 feet from the tree. A topographic scale, which is what we're going to use, works perfectly 66 feet from the tree, and I'm standing 66 feet from the tree. So the way this is used is you have to have both eyes open. You look through the viewfinder or portal, and you rotate the clinometer up the tree until you're at whatever the target height is, just as we did with the Biltmore stick. And I'm looking at the right scale, which is topographic, and I'm reading 48. Then you look at the base of the tree, again a little bit above ground since they sort of a stump height. Now my eye is about 5 feet or about 5 feet off the ground, and it so happens that that tree at which I'm looking is a little bit uphill, and this wheel always stays plumb. So it just so happens that when I am looking at the stump height of the tree from where I am on this particular tree at this sighting point, it's level to the stump height of the tree. So when I look at the topographic scale, here it's reading 0. So what you're doing is this: you're taking with the clinometer two heights or two measurements. One up the tree to whatever your height is, merchantable height. It could be total height of the tree, could be a 4-inch top, and I'm doing an 8-inch top like we were doing with the Biltmore stick for a number of logs. And you sight to the bottom of the tree. If you are above the base of the tree and you're sort of looking down to it, which you would if you were standing on the same level ground that the tree was on and your eyes above ground, you're going to look a little bit down to see the base of the tree from your eye position, and that's going to show up as a negative reading on either of the scales, in this case the topographic scale. So you'd have a positive reading to the top, a negative reading to the positive reading to the bottom, and you want to take and subtract or add. That's a negative reading at the bottom, correct? Yes. And so you want to take and add that down or negative number to the one at the top to get the total length of the stem. In this case, it's 48 minus 0. 48, divide that by 16, 3 logs. So basically I got the same thing with the Biltmore stick. If I happen to be looking at a tree that was very much uphill from me, I might end up getting a positive reading for the merchantable height and a positive reading because I'm looking up from my eye at the base of the tree. And in that case, you would subtract the lower number to get the total height of the tree.
So, for example, in this tree, we're measuring merchantable height, and the top reading is 51 feet, and the bottom reading is 3. So you would subtract the 3 from the 51 to get the merchantable height of the tree, which is 48 feet. Now, if the reading was a positive number for the top reading, 46, but a negative number for the bottom reading, such in this example, minus 4, what would you actually do is 46 minus a negative 4 becomes 46 plus 4, so you would end up with a 50-foot tall tree.